I'm teaching a very focused thing with goal mapping. We
Yeah.
have a children's version of it. We have a family version of it. And I have many coaches around the world that are teaching it, and many school teachers that are teaching it. But I'm only focused on that one thing, which is helping children understand the simple science of positive thinking and how to effectively set and achieve goals. And a lot of teachers and educationalists use it connected with something else they teach. So they may have a specialist subject or area where they teach, and they will attach goal mapping to it as part of the tool, like they may attach also mind mapping to it. And so my focus and operation is quite narrow in terms of what I'm supplying to schools and teachers. Most of my focus with schools is in England, and then there is activity in other schools in Europe. Not really any activity with my work in America, a little bit in Canada. There are a couple of schools there that use it, and then some African countries are using it, but not so many at the moment because it's only in the last 3 years that we've had an online version, which has allowed me to help people in distant countries rather than putting on teacher training workshops so that they're using it hands-on. Was there a particular aspect that you were looking from me to help you with, or a connection you saw?
Well, I was wondering whether or not you saw any connection. First of all, very obviously, how you are marketing what you're doing is something that I've been trying to figure out how to do. And we're redeveloping our website. So now is the time to be able to begin the marketing process rather than just the information process. And so that's one piece. But the other piece is when I use the matrix with whatever it is, a corporation or an individual, whatever, I start with who it is I'm working with, right? And I might be told that this is this kind of group, it's this organization, but that doesn't really define what that organization is by the people who are in the organization. Okay. So when I'm doing this process with any of the pieces, I ask questions. I ask questions and then I write. I write down what they're saying. And from what they're saying, I'll ask more questions because I know for myself, there's a lot of mind chatter. I have all my answers all pat right here. Somebody asks me a question, I usually have my answer right there. But now ask me some more questions about my answers and get me to go down a little deeper so that then I start to really begin to see what's there and not cover it up, right? So I do that whether I'm talking about learner, who the learner is. I do that with the families and the parents. I do that with all of them because all of them are part of this. Okay. Yeah. So the point is to first of all see what is your overall vision and goal of where you want to be and who you want to be first.
Yeah.
Second is where are you now? And is what you're doing working? And if it's not working, we need to figure out why. And then to help them build a process of how they can incorporate the resources to achieve the learning that they want to be successful.
Yeah.
So it's all done through, for the most part, the person who's leading the group asking a lot of the questions and then writing it down, because what we're trying to do is to get everybody's up there in a way that we can then see where is the similarities and where can we agree on what it is and
Yeah.
what they are. Okay.
And
Now,
so to answer your questions, I'm not really doing any marketing. I have a lot of people that are certified to teach my system. And the system is really spreading through those people. I make a lot of presentations in different countries. And it's when I'm making presentations that it's spreading the word. And my books have been translated into quite a lot of languages now. And other people also mention me or goal mapping my system in their books. So that's the way that people are hearing about it. But I'm not doing advertising marketing. I'm not doing Facebook marketing or those things. And I'm really focused as my priority on the product and making the product very simple and easy for people to access. I think I maybe have another year of development with the product. I have a teacher training program, but it is a physical program, not online. And so this year, the teacher training program will be put onto the online system that I've developed. And once that is online, the system will be a little more complete at that time. And then I'll begin to market. Countries such as America and Canada are areas for me where there is little activity in my system. In the whole of America, I only have one coach. There are more people in America using my system because they've bought my book or they've learnt it from the internet. But I only have one person certified in the whole of America. I have one person certified in Canada. My intention is that I will start to market in North America and Canada more in the coming years. Because now with the online program, it's possible for me to certify people without the need for travel, either me to come to America or for those people to come to England. I will start to expand some of the education work in the future. But again, it's going to stay mainly focused on the system that I have, the goal mapping. I have a second system that is more focused on self-esteem. And this will be added to the existing system. It is already there for adults, but I will introduce a children's version, mainly for teenagers, because there is such a big problem with low self-esteem with teenagers in England at this time. But that's the direction that I'm taking with it at the moment. Because of the way that the online system has been created, there is an affiliate system, and it makes it easy for people to recommend the system. So occasionally someone is coming who doesn't want to be a coach or a trainer themselves, but they are happy to recommend the system to others. And again, that's starting to create more spread. I don't really focus on the customer at the moment. So people are joining the online program, people are using the online program, but my main focus is finding more teachers and trainers who want to use the online with their clients. And what most of my coaches and teachers and trainers are doing is they are combining the goal mapping system with another thing that they teach. So it becomes part of the service they're offering to their customers, or it becomes a tool in their coaching toolbox or education toolbox that they are using in connection with whatever they are teaching or training. And it has been working well for me. It's a new way because up until 3 years ago, mostly I was focused on workshops and presentations. But in these last 3 years, I've moved most of my focus to the online program because it's simply allowing me to reach more people. And now with technology, it is more accepted by people to learn online. And gradually, more and more learning is going online. And so having my teaching online is allowing people to access it in a way that wasn't possible before. And Nigel, for instance, contacted me because someone recommended goal mapping to him. He explored it, sent me an email saying, can we connect? And so by having the material on the website in that way, that's what's gradually reaching out to more people. But it's reactive for me at the moment. It is not proactive. And the only proactive work I'm doing is with the training of the new coaches.
When you say you're not marketing, well, I'm not necessarily meaning like advertisements and stuff like that. Your website, though, is one which markets what it is you're doing because you're offering so many different things at different levels for people to be able to get involved in. And that's what I was most interested in, was how you ended up sort of choosing categories. And
okay,
when somebody becomes a certified trainer in this,
yeah.
what is it that they have done to show that they understand the system and are able to move forward with it in the
Yeah.
way that you hope it's moved forward?
So the answer to your first question is that for 25 years, which is how long I've been teaching my system, always given away the essence of the teaching for free. And in the past, that was a free download. So some templates and instruction for people to go and draw their map on paper. And that has worked very well over the years, and I still supply it. Now in the digital age, I follow the same principle. So anyone can go to my website and they can see a lot of information and watch some video, but what they are encouraged to do is to try the system themselves and to create their own goal map. And my experience is that once most people try it, it works for them. They achieve some goals, they like it. That's part of why they recommend it. But also, it encourages them to then invest in themselves and upgrade to one of the paid levels. Because at the free level, they can have only one map, watch 1 hour of video. If they upgrade to the silver level, which is the family level, they can access all of my family information and they can create 10 maps. And they can try that just for 1 month. So they can, for a very small amount of money, they can go and try the family level and see if they like it. Some of those people will want to upgrade even more to the professional level. And then some are choosing to become coaches and trainers. When a person chooses to become a coach, they are doing 7 coaching sessions on Zoom as we are now and using the online platform. And the reason I use Zoom is so that I can screen share and in real time, I can coach them through creating a goal map. And the coach training is to guide them to create 7 goal maps for different areas of their life, and then 2 more maps that are focused on projects, like creating a new program or designing a website or writing a book. Can be any project they wish. And in doing the maps, they are both mapping their own life, so they're getting the benefit from having the maps,
Yes.
and they are learning the system. And then I set them up with their own coaching account on the online system, so that they can use the online system or paper to coach their own clients. If they want to sit with a client, they're using the paper. If they want to work at a distance with clients in another country, they're using the online. They can create private coaching pages for one-to-one focused coaching. They have an affiliate link so they can share the online system with their database, and people can use it at the free level. And if they upgrade, then the coach is receiving a commission, a percentage of the price that the customer is paying to upgrade. And then we have a resource center of simple marketing material, flyers, little booklets, logos, testimonials, the things that you need, that if you're going to send people information, where it's already there for the new coach. And they simply enter their details so that they personalize it for them. And we supply everything that people need. And the coach training includes the adult coaching, but also the student coaching, so that a coach can train a teacher, or they can work with a family, or they can work with a student. Many of my coaches are business coaches, and they have a passion to also help families and children. So business coaching may be their main focus and income, but they will go to a school and run a session, or they will work with families, or sometimes they have a corporate client who also wants the coaching for their family and their children. So it gives them the ability to do all of it. And gradually I'm putting more and more of my material, such as audio books and video, into the online system, so that it increases the value of what people receive when they upgrade. If I share my screen with you, I have to go in about 10 minutes because of another call that is coming.
Okay, okay.
Can you see my
Yes.
screen?
Yes.
So I just want to
Now, I have been on your site and explored it a number of times, you know, and that's why I'm wondering whether or not the mind mapping process might not be a nice blend into the questioning process that we do.
yeah,
Because again, what we're trying to do is to make the answers that they come up with visual, so that they see it. Because once it's in front of them and they see it, then they kind of have to recognize it and accept it. And now we can do something with it. But if it's not there, and then they don't have any. And then we try and help them solve that whole piece.
yeah.
And as you said, it creates that skin in the game. They have
Yeah.
themselves in there.
So the system is very simple. Laws and in England. So at the free level, you can create one goal map, and you can watch 1 hour of video. Each of the dots on the island is a piece of video from the workshop that people can watch, and they can also download the workbook pages from the resource center here that go with the video, so that they can effectively do the program at home. The main thing, of course, is people creating their maps. If I open one of my maps here, always this combination of words and pictures, so that it's helping to activate both sides of the brain.
Yes.
Sometimes people like to draw the picture. This is one of my drawings. You can upload into the system, or you can download pictures from the internet. It's allowing you to do both. The important thing with having the map online is that you can easily make changes to the map. You can change the wording, you can change the order of the goals, the layout, you can change pictures, and all of the different aspects. So when I'm coaching someone, they share their screen. We have the video on, like me and you now, and I guide them to create their map. And gradually they create 7 maps for these life areas. So we start with a map that's about them living their best life, so that we have the overview picture. And then they're creating more maps: happiness, self-worth, well-being, financial freedom, relationships, and purpose. We do a life balance check, so we can see how the balance of their life is and where we need to give extra focus. They have a life journal where they can make notes, and we save balance checks. And then all of my coaches that have done the training are here in the coach profile. So that this serves as a way of customers finding a coach. And the coaches have a focus, so where they like to work. So this person here in Australia, her focus is business. And we have one of the English coaches who's focused on therapy. This next coach here, Claire, her focus is education. She's working with schools. And I can coaches or customer on the coach, and the profile will give them more detail about the coach, and also they can contact the coach directly through the messaging system. So here I can read more about Claire's work, and I can choose here as my coach, and it will send her an email saying you have a new student would like some coaching. One of the new features is here, which is the goal mapping family page. And so here we have, this is my children's book, and this is the audio version. So someone can either listen to the book online, or they can download the book. We have student workbook, parents workbook. Then we have the paper templates for people to print if they want to work with paper with their children. Then we'll have a video of me coaching my own daughter. This is my daughter here, Aisha.
She's beautiful.
She's doing her map on paper. She's drawing her map. And then I have another video that is explaining to parents how to coach their children. And this is at the silver level of the program. So when you are a coach, you're able to create private coaching pages. So here you can see these are all my students that I'm coaching at the moment. And if I take one of my students, such as, so this guy, he's Nigerian coaches, Siga, you can see his picture here. So when I open up the coaching page, I can see a picture of him. We have a messaging system, so we can send each other private messages. I can give him feedback about his map. When we're coaching, I his map at any time. So I can open it now, for instance, and I can look at his goals, and then I can give him feedback about his goal map and changes that I think he should consider and make. So one of the changes is he's really using too many words. It's good to have the words for the conscious mind. If we have too many words, it doesn't really form a strong goal meant to influence the subconscious mind. Once a person has their map, then the ritual, the routine, is to look at the map once each day, and as looking at pictures, to also say the words, so that it's stimulating logical mind and creative mind, conscious mind and subconscious mind. And then once the coach has finished their training, they have access to all of the resources which are here. So if I go into Resource Center, this area is not available to customers. It's only available to the coaches who are certified. And they can open up the center. They can access the materials. So it makes it simple for them to reach out to their customers. They have a certified logo, they have a goal mapping logo, they have simple marketing material they can send to people with their contact details. And then this is feedback on goal mapping, case studies from business education, artwork if they want to produce pop-ups, banners, how the material that is needed. Because some time ago that it is not enough for me to just do the training with people. I need to also give them the material to work with, so that as soon as they are ready, they can go and start working with others. Each also gets their own affiliate link. So here is mine, Brian Mayne, goalmapping.com. And I can send out that link. And if people are joining the system through that link, it remembers they are my person. I can see who was joined through my link, so I can see all of their details here. I can see if they've done a map or more than a map, if they've done a life balance check, how many videos they've watched. I can send them a message, ask if they need any help. And if they want help, I can set them as a student. So it's creating a coaching page between us. And again, there are materials here to use and upgrade codes. So if you want to give a code to one of your students, an upgrade from the free level to the paid level, each coach is getting 25 codes to use as they wish with their first students. As well as the goal map, we also have another system, life mapping, which is about self-esteem. If I bring up one of my life maps here, same principle of words and pictures, but here the map is in the form of a mandala. And instead of setting goals about the things you wish in life, here you are setting goals about who you choose to be as a person. So you're writing the words, so mentally inspired is what I'm choosing, emotionally authentic, purposeful. In the center is me, and the main goal is I'm growing, I'm becoming more. Physically vibrant, financially conscious, balanced, and here socially being inclusive. A lot of therapists are using the life mapping to help people with their self-esteem, and the goal mapping to help them make the changes in their life. And so together it's about a goal of who you choose to be, and then more goals about what you choose to have. With a life map, we don't have actions. With a goal map, there are actions, things you will do to help you achieve the goal. With the online system, it's also possible to have team maps. So you can have many people all connected to the same map. And then to share the map with your coach. And a simple system, but working very well. There are different types of to help their clients achieve goals. And so there are a lot of coaches who become certified in this system because they want to use it in connection with other things that they teach.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why more and more schools are using it now. And so sometimes I'm training a teacher, sometimes a private educationalist, sometimes it's a business coach. It varies a great deal.
Yeah, so it's a process that you're working them
Yeah.
with and helping them with, and that's why I say that I thought that it did fit in a sense because of the process and because of what it is that we're having, whoever it is, that learner, working through with the matrix to end up with the plan of how they're going to move forward and achieve that.
Sometimes the coach will position the goal mapping at the beginning of the learning journey so that the person creates a goal map of why they want to learn and the things they're going to do, because the map is like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they have it at the end of the journey, and sometimes they're doing both.
Mm-hmm.
They have a map at the beginning, which helps the student stay connected to what they want to learn and why. And when they reach the end of the learning, they are either doing another map of what they now wish to go out and do in the world, or they're going back to the first map and they are updating it with new ideas and new insights. So it's a very flexible system. When I'm training a new coach, I'm helping them to create their own goal maps for their life, for their business, for the things they want to do, as well as learning how they will use this with their clients. Because the system, I've worked quite hard over many years to get the system to essence, which makes it very accessible and universal. Once you understand the system, you can then create your way of teaching it so that it combines with the information you want to share to your clients.
Or allows them, not necessarily information that I want to share with them, but allows them to share the information
Absolutely.
they want to
Yeah.
share with me, or whatever.
And this is what the guy I showed you from Africa, Siga,
Yeah,
this is why he wants to use the system.
I saw,
Yeah.
that he was, his progress, yeah.
His focus is to change the criminal justice system in Nigeria. And he has a lot of people that are now working with him. And he wants them to set their own goals about how they're going to help with the changes, and then to share the maps with him. And so that was his motivation for becoming one of the coaches. I have 4 or 5 coaches in Nigeria, and others in Uganda, Kenya, and gradually the influence of the system is spreading.
So, does it work? Does it work? How do you use it or work it if you're working with a group of people and trying to move the whole group forward? Can a group mind map?
Yeah. It's the same basic process with just some slight changes. If I'm doing it online, I get the whole group to connect through a Zoom call. You can have as many as 100 people at the uh, level, the first level, professional level of Zoom. It's not expensive.
Right. No, I have that as well.
Yeah, yeah. So you're going to have 100 people. So I get the whole group, and we have some debate, a little brainstorming around what we wish to achieve as a group. What is the goal? And they can be from many countries. I do this with my corporate clients. And then we follow through the process of a visualization. We identify what we believe is the main goal, and then what are the other aspects, and we create a team goal map. And then that map is shared with the whole team. They all have access to it. But then the continuation afterwards is that each team member will create an individual map of how they are going to help with the team goal. And those maps are all shared, sometimes with the whole team, sometimes with the lead person. Sometimes we create a closed group, like a Facebook group, and we're sharing the maps into the group so that everyone can see everyone's maps and what they're working on. And then we start to see the parallels and the synergies. So then sometimes people come together to work on a goal because they're both connected with the same aspect. And this can be done physically in a room on paper, or it can be done remotely using the online system. It's the same process. Within,
and I, I really, because I'm thinking of my process and your process, because there is a lot of similarities in a sense, but I'm thinking that I really, after we figure out what our problems, where do we want to go, and why aren't we there, and what's holding us up from being there, I usually ask them to go up and write on the boards their solutions to the, what they see as a solution to the problem, and then they all spend 15-20 minutes going to the problems that are posted around the room and writing. But I really like the idea of being able to have them here as a group and going through the process, and then pulling back and doing their own individual goal mapping and what they're going to do to solve the problem, and then putting it up there and seeing the continuity or the consistency between the pieces, because that really ends up being the overall way to make the progress forward for the whole group.
it also builds responsibility, Tracy.
Yes.
Especially when the person shares the map.
Yes.
Because when they share the map, it is like getting someone to stand up in front of the group and say, here's what I will do, because they've made their map public. Here, this is just one organization. Mixed Posse is the name. That's not the name of the company. The name of the company is National Recovery Breakdown. They are the people that if you break down in your automobile, they come fix it. But these are the senior managers of the organization, and they've all created here their individual maps of how they are going to move forward with their different projects. These maps are all shared with the management, and they review them regularly. They have a monthly meeting, they connect online, they look at their maps, they discuss the actions they're taking. I have access to them because I can open any of them and I can check what they're doing, and I can look at the words, and if I think there's something they're missing, I can give them some feedback. But they now have one of their own people trained in the system. So this map is focused on the document process and what they are doing with that. They have the words for the clarity, but the imagery is very important. It brings the map alive, and it helps to stimulate both sides of the brain. And this is particularly important in learning with schools. The reason why schools are more and more interested in this is because the student can create a goal map of their subject or their future desire. They can share that map with their tutor, and their tutor can give feedback, and the student can then update the map. To do that on paper is difficult. The student has to redraw the map, and many are reluctant to do it.
Mhm.
But in real time, while connected here on video or through some simple feedback, the person can just click on the button and they can make changes to any of the aspects of the map. And it keeps the map alive. And now schools are able to also get the student to share the map with the parents. And so the parents can also be involved. They can see the dreams and the aspirations of their child, and the parents can create their own maps
I was
and
going to say the parents, yeah.
parent material.
Hmm.
I have to, because of the other call coming. If you are interested to know more, we can arrange another session. And my advice to you would be create a goal map for yourself. Go to the system, create a map focused on what you are wanting to achieve with your matrix.
Hmm.
And then we can look at your map and discuss, and you will get a real experience of what it's like to create the map, the thinking, because as you go through the steps of creating the map, it's a thinking process. It's not just about setting goals. It's making you think about the different aspects, what you want, what is the priority, what does it look like, why do you want it, when, how will you do it, what are the actions you will need to take, who is going to be involved.
Yeah,
And a lot of
and
people
you
are
see,
having,
that's why I say I think as we understanding the pieces together, that in fact that goal mapping really would be a positive piece of the process. You know, the overall goal is to try and get people to reevaluate what their picture is and what their thinking is, and to
yeah,
ask and to determine if it's working or if it's not working. And if it's not working, then we, to go through the process of why and so forth. So, um, and being able to, as the trainer and or the leader of them developing their end result, I do all of the work in a sense because I do most of the writing until I ask them to go up and solve the problem. But
yeah,
but um, to start as a group in the direction, with the matrix, and then get to that point of breaking them out individually like that with something like this. Um, is a whole nother piece to them being able to see for themselves how they really have. See, I want many people have already within themselves the ability to solve the problems. They just don't know it,
sure, yeah. I take the same
or
approach.
yeah. And
As
so,
part of the training, I would also help you integrate this with your own system.